Let's build a snowman and a war base at Town Hall 13. What's shaking, guys? It's Feldy bringing you another Clash of Clans video, and today we are gonna go get a war base made for you. Let's go ahead and figure this out. Okay, so I figured this would be kind of a fun video to make, kind of the inside the brain of what I'm thinking and kind of what's going on. Okay, so what we're trying to do is essentially create either an anti-3-star base, or what we're trying to do is get the town hall secure. Okay, so look how many buildings and traps we have, and there's my snowman. There's my snowman. We built the snowman. Okay, enough playing around. All right, let's actually do this. So here's kind of what I'm thinking. I have a Town Hall 11 base that is a anti 3-star base. Now, what happens with that is that the Town Hall is actually over here, and what it entices people to do is to go after the Town Hall first, and then all the other defenses kind of take its toll. But here's the difference at Town Hall 12 and Town Hall 13. Your Town Hall is weaponized, so it really does make more sense to be more central. Now, it doesn't have to be exactly central, but I do think that it should be fairly central in your process here. So I'm going to actually just kind of set it kind of dead center up north a little bit. Now, here's kind of the thing that has been working really nice from what I have seen with other bases, is when you put little moats around these, they tend to do a little bit better because they have that buffer zone, right? So that buffer zone in there, as you can see, I was just kind of making sure that that had that one tile all the way around. It's a little bit deceiving up at the top, but that one tile radius is what you really want around there. Now, we need to obviously put some other items inside the moat, and then create yet another moat like this. Now, you'll see that on my innermost walls, I'm trying to have the level 12 walls versus my level 13, because all your weaker walls should be more on the interior of the base, because the stronger walls are going to be blocking a lot of the items, right? So I'm going to go ahead. I have my clan castle troops here, but what I think I'm going to do is actually put them on that side, and what I would like to do is pair maybe the eagle with that guy. All right, so now the eagle is going to be right up against that wall, but what will end up happening is that we'll have yeah, we can rotate this wall. We'll still have that one tile buffer. Okay, so what you want to think about is a freeze or an earthquake. Essentially, what you're trying to do is avoid those two where they could then freeze together. So notice that the eagle and the town hall are far apart enough to where a freeze right in this little area will not freeze both of those units, okay? So what we want to do is then start to place all of our other buildings around, in theory, kind of to congregate some splash damage and maybe some air defenses and stuff like that. Okay, so this is kind of what I'm thinking, is we kind of bring this down here, and so this whole row needs to actually come up and over. So now you'll see you can't avoid having the freeze miss every single thing, right? Because obviously you're going to have a whole bunch of units on this map, and you might need to readjust. So this is just kind of on the fly, kind of strategical thinking on my part. But you want to try to at least get a core that's pretty tight if you can. So I'm gonna kind of do this little number, and that gets my expo. Can I do one more wall here? And then I have a random piece there. So I need to bring this guy over, and that will be okay there. So the expo and the wizard tower are now kind of together. They could freeze like kind of right on that tip of that wizard tower or the archer tower, or at the bottom of that expo, and they could still freeze that. But the good news is at least this core is starting to take a little bit of shape in terms of power. So what I want to try to do is get this guy all the way up here. Let's go ahead and remove that guy. My fat fingers on my phone are just making it a nightmare to actually try to work this. So, okay. Now keep in mind, you kind of need to also centrally locate some items like your air sweepers, and you want to kind of do that and try to have them be opposite of what you would actually anticipate. So, for instance, I need my builder hut. Let's see. Let's find him. And I want to put him there because that air sweeper is only a 2x2 tile, and I need to have him make sure that he's got everything set. So look at the directional of these guys. I think that's going to be okay. We could always finagle that later, but remember that your dark elixir storage is going to be one of your highest hit point values, and you want to kind of put those high hit point guys in a war base along the outside to have all the other defenses be able to attack while everything else is bombarding those guys. Okay, so here's what I want to do as well. I want to get that expo down, but I don't want it right near one of these high potent defenses, which is going to be the Inferno for us here. Now, again, I need to select this row, I need to move it up one more, and I need to place that wall right there, and it looks pretty good. I am going to just put a builder hut right here. That way it just kind of solidifies that area. Now, we have to go fill this little area in with a whole bunch of stuff. Now, you guys keep seeing my fat fingers, and I keep scrolling notifications and other things, which is delightful, right? Okay, so the core should probably also have a scatter shot because that's going to be one of the main artilleries in this. Now, I really do kind of like having a mortar in the core as well. We have two, and we've got cannons in the core as well. So maybe I should put another cannon in there and then have this mortar kind of come on the outside there, because if you notice, the range of the mortar can at least then hit over and attack the defending or the attacking troops, I should say, as they would come in. Now, I'm probably going to do the same thing over here, put a mortar on that side. We have a mortar right here on this side, so I don't need one right there, but I do want one over here. So kind of squaring it up, not quite a triangulation, but you definitely see kind of what's going on. All right. Now we start to kind of do the every other or every two kind of slot for every other defense. Now, what's going to happen is eventually you will for sure need to build walls, and we're probably going to have to tighten this wall up. Just looking at how, boy, oh boy, my ESPN, it's all up in my, it's all, look at all this. This is just totally messed up. All right. Let's go ahead and build this. And all right. Now that should... Come on. My phone is so fussy with this right now. All right. Whew. This is brutal, guys. This is brutal. Okay. So essentially the thought is you have your core right here, right? Inside the core, you're going to have strong units of defense, but you're also going to have critical ones scattered elsewhere, okay? So a scatter shot is going to be really critical, and I would say you would want to opposite end that other scatter shot so that they're not directly next to each other. Now, that's just one theory. Like, there's many theories of war base building. So we are going to actually test this one in a CWL and hope that nobody in the CWL actually watches our channel. Ding! So, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, though, because we will be bringing awesome content for CWL. All right. Here we go. Now we're just going to kind of start populating these guys in. It's going to just kind of start going a little bit quicker here because now you know, okay, you've got archer towers that you're going to need scatter shots, and you're going to need other types of defenses. So this should start to kind of take shape, and we're going to make sure that we have our moat, and I would say that we could actually almost afford to not just have a moat here, but what we could do in theory is also maybe make a couple of walls like this, where you actually corridor off a couple of these key units, and if a attacker is coming through, they don't just have free range, right? So you kind of want to make sure that you have a little bit of strategy in this, as well as some obvious, actual just luck. Because let's be honest, a lot of base building is just trial and error. It's knowing pathing of units, but it's also getting those units to take the path that you want them to, not the path that the attacker wants them to. So if you're able to kind of guide these units all around, it's really nice to actually do. So I really want to do like a surprise and there, and I really want to do maybe a guy there. Do we do like a troll Tesla? I think we almost do like troll Tesla down here, but I want it kind of like down because I don't want that freeze to be able to hit the Inferno either. All right, and one of my other Infernos is actually going to be done fairly soon, so that will be very nice. Okay. So again, you don't want the freeze to be able to hit everything. So I'm trying to just make sure that everything is kind of roughly just divided, like evenly. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually place our Grand Warden right here. It gives that aura, and it's going to give it to the multi-target Inferno, the Scattershot, the Expo, the Cannon, and the Mortar. But what I'm going to do is I'm also going to put that to single, and I'm going to have 2 singles and 1 multi-target. Now, the reason I'm going to do that is because I'm going to place a lot of these storage units right around the side over here to make sure that this area is really fortified in terms of defense. Now, what I want to do is have one little cannon right sandwiched in between here, and then I will keep putting all my other defenses. Now, I want one other defense over here, which is going to be probably a cannon again, and then we can put our other storage unit. Okay, now, why do I do this? if the attackers are coming in from this area and it's a defensive attacking unit, they are going to go directly towards these cannons. Now, if they come through the base through the eagle side, these cannons will act as a last line of defense. So it's kind of a good thing to have those there. Now, I am going to put some archer towers on the opposite sides of these units, and then I'm going to throw my collectors all around. I'm going to put my royal champion on the corner here. I think she's going to go right there, and I'm going to kind of flank her with, I think I'm actually going to flank her with an archer tower and a gold storage. So they have to kind of hit the gold storage. They might get distracted by her. That Tesla can pop up and start attacking as well. Now, I do think that I'm going to put the queen down here because I have a feeling a wall wrecker could come up, and I think the queen could help take that out. I'm going to flank it with the king, and I am going to place that storage unit right there. Now, I do want to place a builder hut right there just to kind of show that, hey, we know what you're doing. I'm going to place that little cannon right there, and down on this side I'm going to place the wizard tower. Now, you just have to kind of jimmy the rest of your units in here, because obviously you're going to have a ton of units left. And now what I'm going to do is place a wall right along where that eagle is, and then I'm going to place a wall right along where the royal champion is. Now what that is going to do is that's going to provide a little extra buffer of protection, but it also adds just that little extra like a little defense to go around where they have to kind of go in to try to get to those defenses. So I like that theory of kind of blocking out a few of these defenses up here. Oops. Let's go ahead and select that row and move that down there. Okay. I've got 10 more pieces, so that's nice to kind of create that little buffer zone up there. And then I've got 2 left, which I might as well put down here, and we'll go ahead and call that lovely right there. Now, like I said, I'm actually going to test this with one of my CWL, I guess, days. So we'll see how this actually holds up. Now, one of the biggest things that you've got to look for are the traps. So traps are going to be huge within this base setup. Now, the reason why you want lots of traps and lots of traps in good areas are to funnel the actual, say, attacking air troops or your ground troops. You want them to, if you have a coconut loon that comes in right over in this gold storage area, you obviously don't want to trap that area. You want to trap it with something else besides some kind of balloon, right? Or air trap. You want other units to trap with. So these are going to be really, really critical for placement, and I'm going to just kind of move this builder hut down here. Like I said, you gotta kind of just finagle the rest of these guys in here. I have a feeling these are gonna all have to kind of come back, and then I can start putting my gold storages down. Now, if you want to copy this base, you are more than welcome to. I will show you some views. And we're going to have to obviously put a couple of these guys over here, right here. We'll do the corner, and we'll do one more right there, which leaves a lovely little trap area. Now, you know the tornado trap is really vital, and I would like that right around this area. So let's see. I'm going to do a couple spring traps right in here because you know that they're going to have units coming in being placed right down there. Let's say witches or giants or something like that. You know that you want a couple bombs just in here just to kind of help take out those areas. Same with over on this side. You're going to do a spring trap right here. You know you're probably going to get a unit right around in this area. Now remember, if there's 3 little zones, then you're going to have to put your spring trap right in between the 3 zones. So if that makes any sense, you want to put it like right there. You never want to have it up against the edge right up here. You want to have it right along that side. Okay? Kind of try to put your traps right in the middle. Now, again, the reason why we're going to put traps along where we are is because if they are blocking in the if they're attacking into this wall area, you're going to want that spring trap to actually function as they kill that wall, right? Okay, now let's go ahead and just place some of these other bombs and other lovely units, other places. I'm going to have a little bit of a kind of just a bomb blast right here. I feel like that could be kind of fun. And then I feel like maybe a bomb blast over on this side would be really helpful as well. So my logic behind this is that I'm going to try and capture as much of the damage from all my other attacking units, and then inside these little traps and bombs, they are going to be secondary. So all my red air bombs are going to go on the outside, and all my black seeking are going to go on the inside. And that's going to create that last moment. If anything were to kind of come through the core, at least those guys will be set. So this guy is going to be trapped on virtually all the corners. I am going to place a skeleton trap up there. I'm going to place a skeleton trap over here, and I'm going to place a skeleton trap over here. Then that is all you need to actually have that. I'm going to save this, and let's go ahead and look at this layout in photo mode. All right, now this is a very spread out base. It's going to take somebody a very long time to go through and walk through. So make sure that this is also part of your planning, is how many bases are, or I guess I should say defenses and units are there going to be placed on the map. Scout view, you can see, and it has a very wide range. You don't know where any of these traps are. There could be plenty of areas for big bombs. And then we'll look at the wall view. You can kind of see I've got just a couple areas where the moats are kind of held off. And then I give that one very generous area to come in and enter from. And you know that those people aren't actually going to come in that way. They're going to try to find a different way to come in. So that does it. That is going to do it. I cannot wait to try this base out. Comment below what kind of bases you guys want to see. Town Hall 13, Town Hall 11, Town Hall 10, Town Hall 9. I will get you more war bases, and we'll do some actual like resource bases for home village stuff. So till next time, guys, thanks for watching all the way to the very end. Feldy, peace.